There's a lot of things you can do in the beta, the Warband system, which you can see as soon as you launch the game. With this new UI, you can drop and drag characters to choose where they're standing, and you can also choose which characters you see. They have also moved a lot of the buttons to the top of the screen instead of the side. Entering the game, all your characters will have a shared bank where they can send items and gold to each other, so you don't have to use the mailbox ever again. And with the Warbands, you're also able to get some new toys. One of them will give you access to the Warband bank anywhere you go. It's super easy to get. You'll only have to do 2 quests in Tenaris and then you're done. But the only downside is it's a 2-hour cooldown on this toy. But the cooldown will actually reduce the more level 80 characters you get. But if you don't have the toy, or if it's on cooldown, just go to any bank around the world and they will have a special tab for Warbands. Another thing they added in the Warband system, every time you reach level 80 on any of your characters, you will get a 5% XP boost on everyone else. And it caps at 5 characters or a 25% XP boost. Some of the smaller changes they have also added, you can collect any transmog you want on any character, no matter if you're able to use the armor. So a mage can collect plate transmog. All achievement progress is also saved there, and the other half with another character, you will get the achievement. But it doesn't work with class specific achievements. They also changed dragon riding to level 20 and also normal flying from level 20. Normal mounts are from level 10. And all the reps from the new zone is account wide. The same thing with flight paths to the game. The new race Earthen is like every other allied race ever. It's the first time Horde are able to play dwarf. The Earthen are like normal dwarf but made of stone, and they start at level 10. Their starting zone is very quick and easy. You start with no armor, then you will get some armor and weapon. And then after completing a couple of quests, they will send you off to the capital city of your faction. The starter zone is super easy, is super short and insignificant, and it doesn't really matter. That's about it. Dungeons and Raids. You can start a new character at max level 80 if you play on this server. I think it has the same name for every continent, so you can just create a character and play it. The server is made for you to test if the game is actually balanced. On the server you can actually test the new tier set. You can just buy it from this vendor. That gives it out for free. Do all the new systems like elves, raids and Mythic Plus, normal and heroic dungeons, which are frankly very easy to do. You can also do follower dungeons, which already existed in Dragonflight, where you just play a dungeon with NPCs. Blizzard promised that the raid testing will start very soon, within a week or so I hope they're telling the truth at least. And in the coming weeks or even months, they're gonna add more delves, and it will take a bit before they add in every new system for you to test, but the rest is coming very soon, according to Blizzard. So if you're here only for the raids, you can wait a couple of months or weeks until you play the beta. Pre-patch event is pretty much the same as every other pre-patch event in history. You go to different zones, different places around the world, and then you kill bosses and mobs, and you get a lot of XP from it. But this time they have portals to every zone in Dalaran down here in the basement, and there's also a vendor that you can buy items from using the new currency. They've also added the new set, which will be obtainable during the events. Simply, if you want to go to a zone, go down to this basement, click the correct portal and then get over there. But the main and the most complete content in the beta is the leveling experience. If you simply start at a non-level 80 server, you will start level 70, or you can simply import characters from the normal game. But don't forget, the progress you get in the beta will not be transferred to the rest of the game, obviously. And also, you need to import your UI separately, but the keybinds are saved. Once you're in the game, you can do the starter quest to get to a new zone. Simply go to the big sword in the planet. I just went to the Cataclysm portal place and went over to Olduin and then flew to the side. I think it's the fastest way over there. Do the quick quest helping Magni Bronzebeard, portal over to Legion Dalaran, where you do some other quests where you meet Magni's grandchild, this nerd. I don't know why they decided to make him look like such a goofball. Go back to the starter place and then talk to this NPC to get teleported over to the new zone. They haven't added in all the quests to the start of the game because they don't want to spoil everything, but they will do that later. You will spawn on the new island, you'll have to do some basic fetch quests and killing some mobs and such, and then you'll unlock dragon flying from the previous expansion. And even if you create a new level 70 character, you'll also have all the glyphs, so don't worry about that. Once you have flying, you will start the actual campaign. And don't forget, none of the cinematics actually work. They will appear on the screen like the Star Wars intro text. So if you're not a big fan of sitting around reading text, you can skip them and watch the actual cinematics when the game comes out. At this point, you can go wherever you want. You have no real restrictions. And thanks to scaling, you can pretty easily go to other zones without dying. But as I recommend continuing to play the campaign, you are able to test out some of the new stuff like delves and solo dungeons. But both of these are extremely easy, they probably haven't fixed the scaling yet, and these are not 100% completed. So even if you're really bad at the game, it doesn't matter. I think in the current state, this is the only way to actually play delves. This isn't on any high difficulty, so it isn't really reflective of the end game content. This is more of an introduction to new players and what to do when they reach the end game. Don't forget, this is beta. Everything isn't in the game and everything isn't finished. Once you complete all the quests in the first island, you'll simply fly into the hole in the ground underneath the capital city, and then you can reach the other zones. And this will be the main way you travel around in the new expansion. And not to spoil too much, this is basic leveling from now on. And there's no real endgame content added in yet,